Mr. Ignatieff, are you ruling out a coalition yourself should you become Prime Minister?
Well, you're looking at the guy who turned down the last coalition because I didn't feel it was in the national interest. So I don't think I need to answer that question. I've made my position about coalition very clear. If were we to have an election, I'm seeking a Liberal government.
Mr. Ignatieff, I know you're talking to my colleagues about not supporting a coalition, but you have talked about working arrangements with the other parties. Your intentions on a working arrangement with the other parties are pretty unclear. Can you help clear them up? Would you tell us yes or no to 3 things? Could such an arrangement include the Bloc? Could it include cabinet seats for the NDP? Could it include a signed agreement like the one David Peterson reached in Ontario? And I know you're going to say, you know, you plan to win the election outright, but, you know, if we had a parliament similar to the one we've got today.
Well, you're doing a great job. You're asking the question and you're answering it at the same time. That's terrific. I don't need to do any work.
I'm just trying to get ahead of you. So.
Look, I think I've made it very clear by my behavior last January in relation to coalition politics. I've made it clear. I didn't think it was in the national interest. I could be standing here as Prime Minister of Canada, but I turned it down. I think I made that. I don't need to revisit that. I don't need to revisit in the future. Stephen Harper believes he's entitled to a majority government. But in order to get that majority, he's going around saying that the Liberal Party would enter into a coalition government. Let me be very clear. The Liberal Party would not agree to a coalition. In January, we did not support a coalition, and we do not support a coalition today or tomorrow. I'd be happy to take your questions.
How can you rule that out? You don't know what's going to happen in the future. What if you're the head of a minority government?
The difference between me and Mr. Harper is that I don't treat political adversaries as enemies. He's already lost the confidence of Parliament once by doing so. He risks doing so again. We know how to make Parliament work. I'm favorable to compromise. I'm favorable to reaching out. I'm favorable to consultation. What I'm saying I don't want to do, I think Canadians do not want, is a coalition.
Mr. Ignatieff, Mr. Dion during the campaign had also pledged not to enter a coalition, and then he entered a coalition. So why should we believe you when your predecessor did not?
I have a certain credibility on the coalition issue. I could be standing here as the Prime Minister of Canada. I turned it down. We turned it down in January. I don't think I need to give further proof of my feeling that that's not what Canadians want. I agree with Canadians.
Mr. Ignatieff, please. Mr. Ignatieff, if you're not elected Prime Minister and Mr. Harper returns to office, do you completely rule out the possibility of a coalition with the other parties? Well, I certainly don't like that kind of hypothetical question.